John Eats Cheap with one of my favorite foods, probably my favorite food of all time, pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? I could eat it all day, every day, all year. Love pizza. There's so many different varieties. I love thin crust pizza and I love deep dish pizza. We're trying to watch our carbs now, and so I came up with this actually several years ago, a great alternative to deep dish pizza. It's John Eats Cheap deep dish, low carb, keto friendly pizza. Now, I researched a lot of cauliflower crust. There's a cream cheese based crust. They don't use flour, but those just don't look appealing to me. They're very difficult to make, it looks like. This is just a meat crust pizza. I start with my base. That's the Italian sausage. It's an important part of deep dish pizza. So we use a little of my favorite Italian grocery store, Graziano's famous Italian sausage. Got some leftover ham that was in the freezer. I had gotten it out for omelets, ham, mushrooms, and some diced onions and green peppers, all for omelets. We're going to put them on a pizza too. Little garlic, some cheese, grated cheese, mozzarella, and top it off Chicago style with the tomatoes on top. I have just a can of diced tomatoes with onion and garlic. We can add a little seasoning. It's going to be really good. So let's get started. We start with the beauty that is Graziano's spicy Italian sausage. Got a whole pound here. And I'm going to put this in, this turns out to be about the perfect no crust deep dish pizza pan that I like to use. You could also use a cast iron skillet. I've done it in that before. And we just put the sausage in and push it around to make our crust. Just pretend like it's dough. Work it around, work it around. Of course, you could also use hamburger, ground beef for the crust. You could use a mild sausage, but it's going to take about a pound for a cake pan of this size. We just want to flatten it out, make sure the entire bottom of the pan is covered, and we also want to get a little up the sides so it'll hold just like as if there were a deep dish crust. Only our crust is meat. Want to make sure there's no holes on the bottom. And we're preheating the oven right now to 425 because we're going to pre-bake this meat crust. It's not going to be perfect, and it'll cook up a little bit and separate a little bit anyway. But pretty much get it all covered. So now we're ready. There's our base. We are going to bake this probably about 10 to 15 minutes. Try and get a lot of the fat out of it, the liquid off of it. Plus it needs that time to cook because all of our other toppings don't have to cook very long. So let's go to the oven. All right, we did about a 10-minute pre-cook, and as you can see, the sausage is probably halfway to mostly cooked. I'm just going to drain the grease and liquid that's there right now. Just do that into a bowl. Thank you, Dewey. Appreciate that. And as you can see, that holds together pretty well in one piece. I've seen some recipes where they want to put a binder in it, a couple of eggs, maybe some cheese to bind it together, but that kind of makes it like a meatloaf to me. I don't want that. I just want the sausage patty. So now we're going to build our pizza. Now this is authentic Chicago deep dish, so the cheese goes on the bottom. I just got some shredded pizza blend here. A lot of cheese. Be easy to put slices down there too. So we just want to cover the bottom with the cheese. Push it down on there because we got a lot of stuff we have to add in. Next up, we'll go with the ham. I wish I had some pepperoni, but I'm just going with what I had on hand in the fridge because we love pepperoni on a pizza. Then we'll go with the, let's add the peppers and onions. And these are raw, didn't pre-cook these. I like them with a little bit of crunch to them. Now, the mushrooms. I think I sliced too many mushrooms, but my wife said, put them all on there. So we're putting them all on there. Try and get them spread as evenly as possible. That might just be a personal thing for me. I don't know. I know there's lots of professional pizza makers at restaurants and delivery that don't really care what it looks like. I do, though. All right, so now we top it with our tomatoes. Now this is just diced tomatoes with a couple spices in it, garlic and onion, I think. I drained the liquid, most of the liquid off, because that makes it really, really soupy if you don't do that. So we just top it with the diced tomatoes. See, now it's starting to look like a Chicago deep dish, right? Spread that around just a little bit. Now, this is, the tomatoes are about the only thing that has carbs. It's got 3.5 servings and 6 net carbs. So about 20, 21 grams of carbs in this whole pizza. That's all there is in the whole pizza. So you eat half of it, that's like 10 carbs. That's not too bad. I'm going to add some garlic here because we love garlic. We'll do that on top of the tomatoes. Just minced garlic. Try and even it out. Although I gotta admit, it's a nice surprise in a pizza when you get a good bite of a pocket full of garlic. I love that. So now, last thing to do is top it with some Parmesan. Now look at that. You can't even tell there's no pizza crust under there, can you? We're going back in the oven with this. I'm going to say probably 15 to 20 minutes, or until it's done, whenever. When it looks and smells great, that's when we take it out and eat it. It's been about 20 minutes, gave me just enough time to clean up the kitchen, and the pizza's done. Look at that. Deep dish, low carb pizza. So I'm going to dish this out here. This is with a sausage crust. The good thing with sausage too, there's enough oil in it that it usually doesn't stick. I'm just going to cut it with the spatula here. Easier than a pizza cutter when you're in a deep dish. My mouth is watering. Definitely need a knife and fork to eat this with. Scoop it out there. That is looking pretty good. Now it is going to be very hot, so you need to be careful. And you know what? I'm going to take a bite right from the front where all the goodness is. As I said, this whole pizza has a net of about 21 carbs is all. So if you're watching carbs, and you know what, even, I don't care if I'm eating carbs, I love this pizza. Oh. It will fall apart on you. You can't even tell there's no crust on that. I'm telling you, this is a way to go for low carb, deep dish, Chicago style pizza. Thanks for watching John Eats Cheap. Enjoy. Send me any recipe ideas you got. You want to see me try a cheap food, something like that? Any video ideas, let me know at John Eats Cheap. The links are below.